students are seen in the classroom since the Ramzan started. Yesterday class we have seen uh, the types of energy, and in that we have seen the renewable energy sources and non-renewable energy sources. Generally, energy sources are divided into conventional sources and non-conventional sources. Alhamdulillah. In that, the conventional energy sources, there are commercial and non-commercial sources are split. And commercial source of conventional energy sources, what is the time, Praveen and Numair? You all are late every time, huh? Please join in lecture on time because lecture is recorded and your time is also recorded on. So types of energy resources we are seeing from last two class, and before that we have seen the types of natural resources which we are using, which any human beings are using for their uh, food, shelter, clothing, and extra useful things they are getting from that. So there are basically two types of energy sources: conventional sources and non-conventional sources. In conventional sources, it is divided into two part: commercial and non-commercial. So in conventional source of energy, generally we have seen yesterday they are coming the wood, coal, petroleum, straw, dried dung, electricity, etc. They are coming into the conventional energy sources. We are using uh, thousands of years, and in that also the commercial and non-commercial. There are the coal and petroleum. They are the commercial source of conventional energy, and fire, wood, straw, dried dung, etc. are the non-conventional source of energy. And non-conventional source of energy is bioenergy, solar energy, wind energy, and tidal energy. So in yesterday class, we have seen different uh, videos on the non-conventional energy sources, or that is also called as renewable energy sources. And in that, we have seen uh, the solar energy, the hydro power or hydroelectricity producing with the water. So this we have seen yesterday. Hydropower, which is produced by the water, the flowing of water from the dam from high level to lower level to the penstock, and the turbines are running, and turbines wheels they are generating the electromagnetic radiation or field, and that is converted into the electricity, and through the transmission tower it is transferred to the urban and uh, non-urban areas. Then you see the wind power. Windmills are installed where the wind velocities in the regions are high, and through the motion of the uh, wind wheel, so we are getting the rotation of wheels, and that again we are converting that mechanical energy into the electrical energy. And also we are using for some field work or farm work uh, by the farmers by using the wind energy. Also the tidal power, these all videos yesterday we have seen, it is the rise of oil of tidal wave in the sea due to the rotation of moon around the earth, and we can see the solar system. It is due to that the tide, low tide and high tide in the sea, generally the coastal region, this tidal power is generating the electricity. Similarly, the in the earth crust, if we go deep, then there is heat in the earth. By using that heat, it is called as geothermal power. We are collecting the steam and hot water to generate the electricity to run the turbine. So that is the another part of the your geothermal energy. And the nuclear, that is radioactive element we are getting from the earth crust, and that uranium is converted with by using some gases, and they are used for the generation of nuclear power. 1 kg of uranium may produce 27 years electricity uh, for the 10,000 square meter area. So these are the some renewable energy sources and non-conventional energy sources we have seen yesterday. Many videos and and good animation videos we have seen yesterday, and you can I am also shared on your classroom, Google Classroom, the links. You can watch carefully and make a notes on all these energy sources, that is renewable energy sources. So why they are called as renewable? Because they are uh, we can use without any harmful effect on your environment, and also they are easily available, and they are not affecting our environment. So that's why they are called as renewable energy sources. Then the importance of renewable source energy is that they are not in any particular physical state. These are not in any particular physical state. They produce energy without requirement of oxygen. Uh, these do not causes pollution. That is renewable energy sources, because they are not using the uh, sources from the nature. It is from the nature, but that can be renewable and reusable. अगर हम एग्जांपल देखें तो सोलार एनर्जी, डेली सनराइज होता है, सनसेट होता है, डेली सनराइज होता है, तो सन की जो हीट है, that we can absorb in the photovoltaic cell, or we can convert it to that heat energy to generate a steam, and the steam will through the generator we are using to rotate a generator, and that will creating the electricity. Similarly, hydroelectric power, water is used, and water after making electricity from the turbine, It is reused and diverted to the rivers and on the field. Yani farmers they are using for the agriculture purpose. So such as these energy sources, renewable energy sources, we are using for generating electricity or energy. Similarly, we have seen the wind also, that is the renewable, no harmful effect from the wind waves. We are rotating just the windmill and we are getting the electricity. Similar to the tidal power, the we are using the um, high rise and low tide of the sea level for generating the electricity, and also the geothermal and nuclear power we can use as a renewable energy because no harmful effect from them. These do not cause a pollution because they are not producing any byproduct or not harming our environment. They are not using the oxygen. These are the renewable and present in nature in abundant quantity, and these may be available freely from our nature, and they are due to this because they are not creating any harmful to our ecosystem or environment, then that's why they are called as the sustainable energy sources, and they are also called as the non-conventional energy sources, and they are called as a renewable energy sources. Now we'll come to the non-renewable energy sources. Uh, so there are many such types available, that is wood, coal, coke, crude oil and derived components. So generally we are using coal for burning of coal and generating the thermal power, and from that we are getting the electricity or creating the electricity from the thermal power station by burning the coal. So they are generally called as the conventional energy sources. So this already we have seen the photovoltaic cell, and yesterday solar thermal electricity power, biogas is one of the type, wind power through the windmill, and the lecture video animation I have shared yesterday in your Google Classroom. Tidal wave, how they are using, they are separating the area when high tide is there, it is flow from there, and the turbines are running due to the water entering into the this area, and then when low tide is there, then again these water re-enter into the sea, and then the turbines also running. So these are the way of working single basin and double basin. You can see many such turbines you can use to generate electricity. Similarly, the geothermal energy we can use from the earth crust. We drill into the earth, and where the hot steams are there, we are collecting and we are using for to generate the electricity. That is geothermal. Similarly, the nuclear power. It is Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann demonstrated nuclear fission. That is the reaction that generating the very abundant of heat and electricity. And then Dr. Homi Bhabha was the father of nuclear power development in India. He has developed the Bhabha Atomic Research Center in Mumbai, and uh, the electricity is produces from the nuclear power. And many such plants are there in Tarapur in Maharashtra, in Rajasthan, in Tamil Nadu, in Uttar Pradesh and Gujarat, uh, about these sources. Now the conventional energy sources, we are coming to that. That is the non-renewable sources of energies. And I'm repeating once again, they are divided into two main types. First one is the, if you see, first one is the commercial conventional sources and non-commercial conventional energy sources. In that, the commercial is the coal, petroleum, and other wood and dried dung. Cow dung is also used in India for the energy source. They are the non-commercial energy sources in India. Now we will see the some cyclic energy sources. Some natural sources are cyclically used. That is, for example, water. We are using cyclically. By rainfall, we receive our water. The life on earth uses water consumption of various needs. These being 70% water cover on the earth. You know that the two-third part of the world is covered with the water. That is 70% uh, in the world is covered with the water, and water is the basic uh, needs for the human being also. And this is also used for the uh, producing production of the energy. And since this is available in nature in a large quantity, and many times we can use the water, his properties is not changing. That's why it is called as the cyclic energy sources of water, and many uses we are done. The causes and effects of depletion of resources. What are the causes? डिप्लेशन यानी जो रिडक्शन हो रहा है ये सोर्सेस में कंटिन्यूस यूज की वजह से, तो दैट इज द causes of depletion. The conventional source of energy such as wood, coal, coke, crude oil, that is petroleum, and the derived components are not formed in short time. They are not forming in the short time. है ना? To plant a tree we require more time, or we use wood for the to production of energy we can use in abundance. That's why it causes the depletion of that energy source. Under the earth crust, several organic reaction takes place for years together to generate a crude oil. तो क्रूड ऑयल जो हमको माइनिंग से मिलता है वो एट वंस नहीं प्रोड्यूस होता है. इट रिक्वायर्ड लॉन्ग long time and many years to generate the crude, and but we are continuously taking that mineral yes that crude oil from the earth, and we are using. Similarly, the coal mining is done, and continuously we are using the process for generating the electricity, and that's why these resources we are reducing on the earth. That's why the depletion of occurring of these conventional energy sources. Then the effect of depletion resources with rising population also. So you know that कि population rise की वजह से need हमारे बढ़ रहे हैं. The need of energy has multiplied manifold, यानी it is increased. बहुत ज़्यादा requirement हमारे बढ़ते जा रहे हैं दिन ब दिन population बढ़ने की वजह से. तो it is necessary to use alternative to this sources of energy, because for the development of country the energy is the most important component uh, for any country. It is the basic input required to sustain economic growth. There is direct relation between the levels of economic development and per capita energy consumption. The more developed country, higher is the per capita consumption of energy, India per capita consumption is only 1/8 of the global average. This indicates that our country has low rate of per capita consumption of energy as compared to developed uh, con- countries. So that's why you should uh, study about the energy, and energy is very important for the development of your country or nation. This already we have seen the importance of renewable source energy. Now energy forms conventional and non-conventional. They are related with the we have studied now for in renewable and non-renewable energy sources. So they are mainly classified into two categories as uh, conventional and non-conventional. Already we have seen that also. Uh, the conventional energy sources are the non-renewable energy sources, coal, petroleum, food, etc., coke and the crude oil, and derived components from the earth crust. They are also divided into primary energy source and secondary energy sources. So primary energy sources are the conventional non-renewable sources, fossil fuel, coal, coke, nuclear fuels. They are the non-energy sources, solar energy, wind energy, etc. They are the primary source. And then secondary source you can be say that the petrol or the gasoline or the hydrogen. These are the secondary energy sources in the sources of energy. Now we will see the difference between the conventional energy sources and the non-conventional energy sources. Before that, we will see one difference between the see the animation video if available. Conventional energy sources. So this we already have discussed you. This is the sources of energy. You can see here the conventional source and non-conventional source. And in that, the coal, petrol, electricity is the commercial source, and the firewood, straw, and dried dung is the non-conventional source. And non-conventional sources are bioenergy, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, energy from the urban waste. These are the sources of energy, and they are divided into conventional and non-conventional energy sources. So we will close. More ads are there. What are the conventional sources of energy? Conventional source of energy we are using from the long times: coals, petroleum, This is the thermal power plant. You can see to heat the water, and from the heat the steam, the generators are running, and we are producing the electricity. These are the conventional source of energy, and we'll see some another video. It is not. Coal, petroleum, non-renewable. Fossil fuels as coal, petroleum, and natural gases. They are produced by the dead animals and their waste, and for thousands of years, this need to be. Uh, these are the types of coal: brown coal, black coal, anthracites. Hydroelectricity generation is also a one conventional source of energy. It is it is through the water, and that is the renewable energy source. You can see that from the dam, high level water is with the speed it is coming to the fan of the generator, and it rotating the fan, and it rotates, and the electromagnetic field are generated, and electricities are produced in the generator house. So through the penstock, the water is flows to the fans, and these fans are rotating, and they are creating the hydropower. these are the advantages we can see, because the water is free in nature and also renewable. The flowing water produces the electricity without harming the environment. There is no release of the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The cost of electricity generation is low, because electricity is generated from as compared to the electricity generated through the other types of power plant, there is thermal power plants or nuclear power plant, because we need to collect from the mines or resources the coal and the radioactive elements. So this is the conventional energy source, and you can watch the video. Many videos are available, uh, and you can benefit from that. Now we can see here. We'll continue. The conventional energy sources we have seen, they are using thousands of years, and they may be non-renewable or renewable sources, and non-conventional energy sources, these are renewable mostly. And when we see, these are the categorized as a primary and secondary, but in non-conventional energy, no such classifications are there. These are mainly of physical states, solids and liquid gases available in nature. These are also available in nature, but they are not any physical state, that is air you can say. And then they produce energy only on combustion in presence of carbon dioxide. So they, for burning, the conventional energy sources, they need carbon oxygen. They are using the oxygen and then releasing the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere after burning. But these sources, the non-conventional energy, they don't know, don't need the oxygen to produce the energy. So uh, these are causing the pollution, because they are releasing the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The conventional energy sources, but not conventional energy sources, do not cause pollution, because they are not using oxygen for burning. They are not producing any gases to the atmosphere. That's why they are not harmful for the environment. These are easy to store conventional energy sources. They are not easy to store, but they are available in abundance. The example for the primary source of conventional energy is the fossil fuels, crude oil, maybe petroleum you can say, and secondary source are the coal, petrol, gasoline, kerosene, diesel, etc. are the secondary sources. In non-conventional energy sources, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy are we are using, and they are renewable also. So these are the energy sources and their uh, different effects and causes we have seen, and we can see that in the present global energy use and the future demand of energy. Now the term energy has been known as एज ए बहुत पहले से हम लोग एनर्जी यूज़ कर रहे हैं टर्म, जैसे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इज़ द टाइप ऑफ एनर्जी वी आर यूजिंग टू run our lights, fans, fridges, etc. And before we are using the converting the water, for falling water by producing the mechanical energy. इसकी एग्जांपल मैंने कल भी आपको दिया कि हमारे औरंगाबाद में पंचक्की है, पानी से जो चलती थी, the mechanical energy is produced, and from that we are producing the wheat. From wheat we are producing the flour, wheat flour, or another purpose we can, for grinding purpose they are using. The first law of thermodynamics and another two laws are well known to us, which definitely explain the significance of energy for different areas. Also, we are using the energy for transportation, for communication. Thus, in all industrial operation, the input of energy is a must to obtain output from the industry. So, definitely, we need electricity to run our machines. We have we need electricity to run our truck for the transportation of goods, and we need electricity for in our domestic use also, day-to-day life, to run our AC, fridges, our fans, lights, etc. So these are the different purpose of the energy and the resources. Why we are studying these resources? Because the large use of these conventional energy sources, uh, they are reducing the uh, they are reducing the sources. है ना? Coal we are mining, wood we are cutting the forest, and the ecosystem are, and we are reducing the forest, and their bad effect we are seeing, the increase of the uh, thermal energy, and that is the increase of the temperature we have seen, and due to that the global warming is also increasing. And the use of the conventional energy, we are burning the fuel, and we are producing carbon dioxide, we are releasing into the air, and that is uh, the cause of the ozone layer depletion that we have studied in the lecture unit number 1. So that's why these conventional energy sources are affecting our environment. So why we are studying? Because when we aware about these energy sources, and to avoid the non using of non-renewable energy sources in place of renewable energy sources, because renewable energy sources or non-conventional sources, they are not harmful for the ecosystem and environment. So that we are studying for our any type of project or any invention that should use the non-conventional energy sources, so that their impact on the uh, environment should be less. तो ये पढ़ने का मकसद हमारा क्या है? पढ़ने का मकसद ये नहीं है कि बस एग्ज़ाम दिए और पास हो गए। पढ़ने का मकसद हमारा ये है कि हम हमको जब मालूम रहेगा कि कन्वेंशनल एनर्जी सोर्स अगर यूज़ करते हैं तो हमारे एनवायरनमेंट को बहुत इम्पेक्ट पड़ता है, क्योंकि वो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिलीज़ करते हैं, ऑक्सीजन, और कार्बन फुटप्रिंट बढ़ता है, जिसकी वजह से पोल्यूशन बढ़ता है। लेकिन अगर नॉन कन्वेंशनल एनर्जी सोर्स या रिन्यूएबल सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी हम लोग इस्तेमाल करते हैं, तो उससे हम बहुत हद तक इन्वायरमेंट में कोई पोल्यूशन नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि ऑक्सीजन यूज़ नहीं होती, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिलीज नहीं होती इन्वायरमेंट में। तो इसके लिए ये इसकी नॉलेज आपको इन्वायरमेंटल स्टडी की बहुत ज़रूरी है। आप कोई भी मशीन बनाएं, अगर उसमें नॉन कन्वेंशनल एनर्जी सोर्स आप इस्तेमाल करते हैं तो वो इको फ्रेंडली होगा, वो ग्रीन होगा, इट विल टर्म डायरेक्ट ग्रीन, है ना? बिकॉज देयर इज नो फुटप्रिंट ऑफ इकोलॉजिकल फुटप्रिंट नहीं है, ना तो कार्बन फुटप्रिंट है नॉन कन्वेंशनल और रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी सोर्सेस का। तो इसके लिए वी हैव सीन दिस ऑल ऑलरेडी, तो आई एम नॉट गोइंग फॉर दैट। द एनर्जी कंजर्वेशन, तो इट इज already I have explained to the renewable sources of energy like solar, wind, geothermal, hydropower are available abundantly from nature, but for its recurrent use at any time, the energy needs to be conserved by means of technology. Therefore, the renewable energy is converted into the electricity power and stored for reuse. So that can be done uh, by using many such techniques available nowadays. And we are studying the feasibility of that also. इन मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग आप देखेंगे कि अब हम लोग सोचते हैं कि सोलार से हमारी कार चले, है ना, सोलार इज़ द रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी, है ना, सोलार से हम फोटोवोल्टिक सेल है या सोलार थर्मल कलेक्टर से हम उसको कन्वर्ट करें इलेक्ट्रिसिटी में और उससे हमारी कार चले, तो कार चले, हमारे बैटरीज स्टोर्ड हो एनर्जी उसके अंदर एंड वी कैन रीयूज दैट। तो जनरली अब टेस्ला इस पे काम कर रहा है और दूसरी बहुत सी बड़ी कंपनी है, दे आर ऑल्सो वर्किंग ऑन दैट कि जो हमारी कार है फ्यूल यूज़ पेट्रोलियम की बजाय डीजल यूज़ करने की बजाय वी कैन यूज़ द रिन्यूएबल सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी एंड दैट इज सोलर एनर्जी मेनली देर। सिमिलरली आप देखेंगे कि जनरेशन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी हाइड्रो पावर हम लोग यूज़ करते हैं, जनरेशन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के लिए हम फॉसिल फ्यूल यूज़ करते हैं और न्यूक्लियर पावर भी इस्तेमाल करते हैं। सिमिलरली आप देखेंगे कि जो बिल्डिंग्स अभी नए नए बन रहे हैं हमारे आउटसाइड वर्ल्ड में, इन इंडिया ऑल्सो, इन आउटसाइड इंडिया ऑल्सो, तो the outer layer of our windows are there from the glass, and from in place of glass where we don't need window we are putting the photovoltaic cells and they collect the solar heat of the uh, from uh, from the sunlight, and then we are producing the electricity for our domestic use or commercial use. And that's why it is very necessary to rethink over the whatever invention we are doing. हम पढ़ाई इसलिए कर रहे हैं कि हम कोई नई चीज़, ऐसी चीज़ सोसाइटी को दो कि वो यूज़फुल हो और हमारे क्लाइमेट को हार्मफुल ना रहे। तो ये सब्जेक्ट का बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। आपके आप कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट करोगे तो अगर आप बिना सोचे समझे कुछ भी बनाओगे और उसमें एनर्जी सोर्सेस लगेंगे तो दैट विल नॉट यूज़फुल। हाँ, हम ऐसी एनर्जी सोर्सेज यूज़ करते हैं जो कि रिन्यूएबल है, जो फ्रीली हमको अबंडेंट में अवेलेबल है और उससे हम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेट करते हैं या कोई और सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी जनरेट करते हैं और हमारे जो मशीन्स है उससे अगर हम चलाने की कोशिश करेंगे तो डेफिनेटली वी आर डूइंग अ गुड जॉब एंड अवॉइडिंग द ecological footprint. So I suggest you that this subject is very important for your study, for civil engineers, for mechanical engineers and other engineers also, if they are chemical and other. So different sources of energy you already seen and I have given to you, so you can study and make a good project in future in your final year, and that will be by using the non-renewable energy sources so that there should not be the environmental footprint. Okay, so thank you for joining today. We will continue tomorrow our lecture and some another details we will see on this each type of energies.